I'm here at the beautiful Chateau Grand Traverse in Michigan with Bernd Croissant. Bernd, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you finished up here in beautiful Michigan back in the day.
Oh, I grew up in Germany, the winery, and family-run vineyard and winery business, and I did my apprenticeship program, a traditional education in Germany. Went to colleges, Technische Schule, Meisterschule, worked in wineries, and then I started doing an internship with Carl Duisburg at Ohio State here in '91, and traveled around too, and to California, saw the other vineyards, and came back. The company hired me on full-time as vineyard manager and then winemaker.
And you've been here ever since?
Ever since.
Got
stuck in Traverse City.
You know, the stigma is that when I say it or when anybody else says, they grow grapes in Michigan. Is that true? But tell us about it. I mean, this is
what drew me here then was that the climate and the
Yes.
soils are similar to Germany. I'm from the Palatinate.
Right.
And so what is here, we have sand, we have gravel, we have limestone,
Right.
but we also have loamy sand sites and also clay a little bit.
Right.
The climate is comparable to Germany, but I would say we've really more pronounced season. When we have winter, we have snow. It
Yeah.
gets cold, and a lot of snow, which protects the vines.
Right.
And the season might be a little bit shorter, but it's more intense.
Yes.
So the
yes.
Rieslings are similar in profile. They express really nice flavors: citrus, lemon. It's grapefruit in there sometimes, ripe apple, crisp apple, pineapple. We grow also a Pinot Gris, Pinot Blanc, Chardonnay. We have Pinot Noir, we have Merlot, we have Cabernets, and then some other varieties which are more of the French, like Gewürztraminer, Grüner Veltliner, Muscat.
Yeah.
So we can grow a lot of those Northern European varieties, from
Yes.
Burgundy, but also from Bordeaux, and and from Germany.
And I mean, the student in Germany, be it at Geisenheim or wherever, they could learn a lot from this kind of a climate and the types and the varieties you're growing here. Is that true?
It's true, it's similar to Germany, but the seasons are different. Like this year, we have an exceptional year, that's 24, where we had hardly any rain since Labor Day, which is the first weekend in September.
Yeah.
And it's really dry. So we're struggling a little bit with drought in some sites, more like the Kallstadt area, Neustadt area in Germany, where there are really sandy soils. And in other sites, we don't have a problem.
Right.
And we have a unique microclimate out in Old Mission. We grow grapes on about, I would say, 10-mile stretch. So each different site is different, a little
Okay.
bit like Germany
Yeah.
in the Pfalz.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is similar. So you
Yeah.
really have
Yeah.
to go out, and sometimes we have about a 2-week stretch of starting on one end on the south side with Riesling, and then ending up 2 weeks later with picking Riesling on the north side.
Tell me about a student coming here. What do you have to offer to a student from Geisenheim or other winery schools in Germany?
Well, I think it's a portfolio of grape varieties. We have some wineries in Germany, depending on the area, they're more focused on just Riesling or whites.
Right.
And we have most of it is Riesling. It's 60% of our grapes.
Yes.
But the rest is all the other varieties.
Right.
So it's that exposure to that. But it's also then the marketing, which is different. In Germany, most wine making and wine growing is focused on the plant, on the
Yes.
site. And here it's market driven. What
Market
does the market want?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then we have to plant. Now,
Yes.
if we cannot plant as fast as the market changes sometimes, so
Right.
then we have to change our wine style and
Okay.
find out what do the consumers want. Maybe they want a different style of Pinot Gris.
Right.
So
right.
it's also international clientele, so we look for that.
But with Julian now, I saw him in the lab in there. Like you gave Julian a variety of experiences. Tell us what you gave him to do.
Oh, well, he came here right before harvest, so he helped with bottling, and then he was exposed to everything we do in the winery.
Yeah.
But he's also out in the vineyard. I took him out to take grape sampling,
Okay.
and we looked at the different sites, and I showed him how they're growing and what kind of soils we have. So it's a crash course. How much can you learn in 3 months?
Right, right.
We would like to have students here or interns for 9 months.
Right.
That would be ideal. Start in the spring, then you get the whole season, and you see also the wines then being finished from the year prior.
Yes.
And then you see how they come in as juices. And if students stay till December, then they see how they finish out fermentation. Which unfortunately Julian has to leave to go back to Geisenheim.
Right.
So we just inoculated the earliest ones, and he hasn't been exposed to punching down, doing the red stuff.
Right.
It's just a little bit.
Yes, but from that standpoint, I mean, there's a lot to learn here. And he mentioned something in his interview with me. He said, "You're not a winemaker; you're a wine coach." Talk a little bit to the students in Geisenheim about that. What your beliefs and your philosophy?
Well, my philosophy, because I grew up in the Palatinate. I worked in Baden. I worked in Rheinhessen. I went to schools in the Pfalz and Rheinhessen. And I got exposed to quite a few different wine styles. Before I came over, I worked at roughly about 2 dozen plus wineries and vineyards. So I saw all the different styles and philosophies. And I realized that it's not just modern technology, it's also traditional methods. And I had really good mentors in Baden and Rheinhessen, which were trained, some of them were trained in France.
Right.
So they brought that experience in, and the wines they made reflected that. So what we do is different. Like we do on lease aging and Riesling sometimes till May.
Right.
That's probably not the favorite anymore, but maybe it's coming back in Germany. I don't know.
Right.
And it's kind of we are open in America. We're pioneering, still pioneering. We are open, and we try to make the best wine in the style we like, but also the customers like.
Yeah.
And if it helps to go back from technology a little bit, go back from all the added ingredients, I'm all for it. Like we go very basic. I would say naturalistic. We're not biodynamic, but very naturalistic, that we let the wine do its thing. That's what I think with coaching. We just stand by and watch it, observe it, then kind of take some actions when something goes a little bit out of hand. But sometimes we wait. It's like with children. Sometimes we wait and just let's see how it works out. But we are also using, techniques which help keep the winery clean.
Yes.
And work on that side. So I have that German instilled in me: clean.
Clean, and
some interns, they are new to that we 80% of the winemaking or 95% of the winemaking is cleaning.
Yes, it is. But from a standpoint of Julian, were you impressed? Were you surprised at his confidence in his education? I mean, credit is due to his family, but he's going to Geisenheim. It must be a good program, no?
Well, I interviewed him before, we talked about it, and I think his family background in a family winery and vineyard helped a lot for him to get the basics, and then go to school and learn then the background, the theory behind all the practices, and he really can put those things together.
Yes.
And that's this is probably part of the program in Geisenheim, but it's also part of his initiative that he goes out and wants to learn, and he's curious about new stuff, and he wants to know the what and when and why, and so that's good. That really helps when you go into an internship program, to see what other people do and ask questions, and come with an open mind and with a mind to I want to learn.
I want to learn,
and I want to do it.
Well, I think he's a very good ambassador for Geisenheim and the program they produce, and getting him here, and that's why we nominated him for the Daniel Rinn Scholarship.
Yeah,
so
I think
hopefully
so. I think so.
He will be a good representative of Daniel and a good representative from Geisenheim, and we really appreciate what you've done, giving him the opportunity, and hopefully we'll get some more students. Would you be interested in taking a student in the future if there was somebody interested?
We're always interested. We kind of have to find housing, so that's one problem here in Traverse City, which is growing so fast. But we have to see.
If a student got in touch, I mean, we could definitely entertain it and sponsor them if there's an opportunity. Not maybe next year, but the year after. Is that?
We have to see what's going on. It's sometimes difficult to plan ahead.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, we are open to that.
Well, listen, Bernd, thank you so much for your time, and we love the view here. This is amazing. Is that Lake Michigan over there?
No,
or-
that's actually Grand Traverse Bay, which is part of Lake Michigan.
And this is all part of your estate right here? All
That's
this.
what you see. Yep, yep.
Yeah, you've got, what is it, 70, 80 hectares with all the farms?
No, on this home farm, we have a home farm of 60 acres, which is
About 39, 40 hectares?
no, that's I'm just trying to get the number right.
60, yeah.
It's 24 hectares.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
But not all of it. We have also some open fields down there. We have some woods in here. But we have a total of 120 acres under production,
That's a
which would be 48 hectares.
that's a pretty
under
good
production.
size.
But then we also buy grapes from other growers.
Okay.
We have some farmers. We have also one winery, and they grow grapes. We buy from them too. Whatever they have on excess, they grow for others too.
Okay.
So we have quite a few. Then we have gentleman farmers, people who invested money.
Okay.
And we have those in 2 other counties.
Okay. Well,
Our spread is, we have the furthest vineyard is about 100 kilometers away from us.
oh wow. So, but you have quite. How would you quantify it in German terms? What you produce per year, ballpark? Like not exactly, you know.
Ballpark? Well, we're doing 100,000 cases, and that's about 900,000 liters of wine.
Okay, in
900,000 cases would be 1.2 million bottles.
Okay, thank you for putting it into the European metric version for me. So, but listen, Bernd, we really appreciate it, and we hope that somebody in Geisenheim will get to see this and be inspired by your direction and the satisfaction with Julian. We couldn't be happier, could we?
Yeah, I'm very happy with him.
All right.
I'm sad for him to leave soon because his internship is over. We will cry some big crocodile tears.
Well, thank you so much, and let's hope we can talk again soon about another student from Geisenheim.
Okay, sounds good.
You take care. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.